Well, finally, some bounce back, isn't it? Um, Good evening, everyone. 8th of March 2022, Tuesday evening, 39 minutes past 8 p.m. And as we were discussing yesterday, we should be looking forward towards a bounce back. And yes, we haven't bounced back today. Though it's an outside bar, it did break below yesterday's low for a brief span of time and then bounce back. But so far, so good. Let's take a look at the 75-minute time frame first, and we can see how it kept on creating these divergences, and then finally towards the later half of today's trade managed a bounce. This does not mean that we have a bottom in place yet, and this movement should not excite you too much. The index needs to deal with this gap down. um, I feel that this kind of level, which is close to that 16,200, is um, an achievable level for the index going forward in the next couple of days. We have the weekly expiry of the index derivatives contract. And I think that 15,600, 15, 600, 700 kind of put writings must have happened in today's trade. It's a short term move. If you recall yesterday's video, the call was over the next 1 to 2 trading sessions, we should get a bounce, a short-term bounce back. And as of now, we can see that we can see how well the markets have closed today, very near the highest point of the day. And so going forward, it has the potential to extend. Let's not get too excited. A look at the daily or the weekly charts will not confirm that this is a very strong low for the market. Though, yes, it is trading at expected zone of supports. We had marked this congestion, and the index is dealing with these levels. But I think these lows will get breached for a sustainable medium term to long term base formation. As of now, we are dealing with a short term bounce back only, unless proven wrong. In terms of levels, today's low, of course, 15,676, 15,600, 500 odd levels should act as the immediate support. And on the upside, 16,150, 16,200 should be the immediate levels on the upside that we can expect. We had this channel breakdown, and so a retest of this lower level of the channel breakdown is what we can anticipate bare minimum. Anything more than that, well, we don't mind. We definitely welcome such a move. So similar kind of a behavior we've noticed in the bank nifty also. Uh, the Bank Nifty index did manage a decent bounce back, though I would say it was the IT stocks which was performing far better, far superior movement from the IT stocks in today's trade, at least the first half. But then the heavyweight banking, the Bank Nifty, and the other stocks picked up in the second half, which led the IT stocks to cool off. Now, this is the Bank Nifty. Took a little bit of time to open up, and we see a decent kind of a bounce back. This will get much more clearer on the 75-minute time frame, and I hope it opens quickly. There you go. So it also created these kind of divergences on the 75-minute time frame, based on which I kind of anticipated the move. Good thing we've got some volumes coming in, and this is there in the Nifty as well. And so a retest of this gap can take the index close to these levels, 34,000 on the upside. We can expect a bare minimum short term bounce back. The trend is down, the overall structure is weak, it is a little bit extended from its averages. So, in a technical term, a slightly more fancy term, what we are dealing with here is a reversion to mean. It's essentially reverting back to its average. Um, in Okay, before I talk about some stocks, so the call, the expectation from the market going forward towards Thursday's expiry, that is the weekly expiry, is this bounce back should sustain. And what will imply that it's a failure? Of course, if it slips below today's low, till the low is not breached, till Thursday, we can expect that the index will try its best, the large cap stocks will try its best um, to stay on the upside. Now, talking about large cap stocks, if you take a look at the sectoral indices and the stocks today, it was a day where the small caps and mid caps actually showed much more strength. In fact, from the morning, it was fairly evident that the small caps and mid caps are doing better than the Nifty. That was primarily because of few large cap Nifty stocks like State Bank was underperforming throughout. Metals, which was a big vertical parabolic, movement that we saw in this sector, and few stocks have cooled off, and one should look to buy on this particular dip for a short term trading perspective only. And we've got some bounce back coming in from real estate, media, IT, etc. So IT was one pick that we discussed in our yesterday's video. So what are the other stocks that we can focus upon tomorrow and day after? So I see, I Infosys I had marked, HCL Tech I have marked. I'll be interested to look at Larsen disclosure. I have an open position on Larsen, State Bank of India, um, and I would like to take a look at Reliance Industries. Of course, ITC I think I had discussed yesterday also. That stock also fared pretty well, but Larsen has already given a move. And I feel that this stock is poised towards a retest of 1690, 1700 psychological. Again, very clearly a short-term bounce back and nothing more than that, because the charts do not have anything more than this, based on which I can call that, okay, this is it, this is the bottom in place. I have enough evidence on the charts which gives me the confidence, which I had the confidence yesterday and today also, to say that we can expect a short-term bounce back, but nothing more than that. Same with State Bank. But State Bank underperformed. You can see that these are the top 15 stocks which make up the Nifty 50. And out of these four negative closes, SBI and Reliance are both in that group. Others all performed fairly well. Tata Steel, of course, had done exceptionally well and is cooling off. So going forward, State Bank of India, within the PSU banking space, I feel has the potential to give us a move. And Reliance, of course, we cannot ignore this important counter. Um, Others, IT, I won't chase any further. TCS was a beautiful catch-up game, and it picked up beautiful, movement throughout the day's trade. It was one of the biggest gainers within that pack, up 3%. But I'm not going to chase IT any further from here on. On the other hand, would closely look at SBI Reliance. I don't have a setup yet on either of these two stocks, but I feel that going forward, if the index manages to hold itself, then there we can get a move. One big underperforming stock, Hindustan Unilever, has also given a move, but nothing strong. I would not like to chase or try and trade a bounce back from a stock which is underperforming like this. ITC was better off. So I hope that you also managed to probably, if you were short, had managed to protect your open profits, and you might have tried to play this or participate in this bounce back. If we take a look at the global markets before we sign off, US markets are marginally negative. Dow Jones down 62, S&P 500 down 16 points. So yet another negative opening for the index. This is the fourth trading session now. Crude is up 7%, is dealing with $128, and the gold is also up 3.7. European markets are mildly positive to negative, and SGX Nifty is down 104 points, which essentially means it is consolidating this move. So this movement that we noticed today, we are dealing with a consolidation of that right now. So all eyes on the index will be there tomorrow morning. We just hope that it extends the move a little bit further up as we were anticipating. This would give us a little bit something to look forward towards the expiry on Thursday. But please do not forget, the trend is down, the overall trend is down, the momentum is supporting the fall, the sentiment is down, and there are enough negativities around, which supports the downtrend, and very few, if at all anything, apart from cheaper prices, which can lead you to buy. So please, your long position should be restricted to shorter time frame only. So take care of yourselves, trade well, and trade wise.